Welcome to a journey into yoga. I'm Susan Rubenstein. Yoga, an important part of balance in our lives, teaching us the union, which is what yoga represents, of our body, mind, and breath coming together. So doesn't that sound nice? Feeling connected, integrated. So many times we don't always feel the different sensations in our bodies. We wake up, our thoughts are moving, our day has started, our feet touch the floor, and the head and the feet aren't even making a connection as to what they're doing. It's just automatic. It's just what we do. Then we move through our day. And by the end of the day, we're tired, we're feeling heavy, our shoulders might be slouching forward. Whatever, you start to all of a sudden not feel so great. So wouldn't it be really nice if we could just take some time every day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you got, to just pause, to connect with our bodies, to connect our mind to our body, connect our body, our mind to our breath, and then let our breath support us. So in today's practice, it's all about getting connected. So connection, right? To ourselves, to each other, to our surroundings. It just helps us live a better existence. And we enjoy our experiences more. When we enjoy our experiences more, we're more in tune with what's going on around us, what we need, what we don't need, right? I always say to my students when I'm teaching a class, let that exhale be about what you no longer need to hold on to. So many times our mind is so filled with thoughts and all of these stuff that just nags at us. Wouldn't it be nice to just kind of push that away? Half those thoughts, maybe we don't even need anymore, right? Some of those thoughts never even happened because we were always thinking, what if? What about what is, right? What is right in front of us? So with all that being said, we're going to do a little yoga today. I like to teach the style of yoga that everybody can get into. So yoga for everyone, right? So when we're creating that connection, I want to connect with you. I want you to connect with me, but I really want you to connect with yourself today. Dress comfortably. You don't have to come to class fancy. I want you to come to class and feel good about what you're wearing, or come to this session with me. Shoes off. Sometimes people like a little bit more stability. They wear their shoes. It helps with balance. It's all up to you. Nice open space, right? So you want to be able to move and not fall into something. Or if you need a wall though, maybe move yourself over in that direction and then just turn the device that you're watching me on so that you can see me. Maybe put a little bit of soft, soothing sounds of music going on in the back, right? Something you enjoy listening to, but you can still hear the cues as we move through. I brought along my yoga mat, so as we move to our practice, especially on the floor, you've got something underneath you. I also brought along today what's called a strap. So it's a yoga strap. It's really helpful in stretching in certain areas of your body. You can always grab a tie. You can grab, I've said to people, just take the robe tie that you have, remember to put it back later, and use that. Just use something that's sturdy, that's solid, right? That kind of really is very taut when you hold it. So we're going to use that a little bit later on. So let's start with our feet, okay? If you're new to this class or if you're new to this experience, maybe watch it first. If you've got some questions, maybe you want to talk to your doctor, rule out any potential health risks, right? Make sure that yoga is appropriate for you. We will be bringing our head below our heart. If you're somebody with heart issues or a heart condition, you wouldn't want to do that. You want to be careful of high or low blood pressure. So there's a few modifications I'm going to throw out for you guys. All right? So feet are underneath your hips. I want you to look to get your feet parallel. Use your hip points, the bones right here, as a real great way to set those feet. Good. And then anchor yourself down. Good. Now I want you to close your eyes and just observe how you're standing. Are you rocking? Are you swaying? Are you shifting side to side? Just observe your stance. I always say if I'm moving like a pendulum or if I'm circling around, it's just because I got a lot going on in my head. So it's really a great way for me to calm my thoughts. So now I want you to feel the sturdiness of your legs. Spread your toes, press down through your big toe mound, but let the other 4 toes relax. Lift your arches as you seal the inner and outer edges of the balls and heels in your feet. Feel the strength in your legs. And now notice where your arms hang. Right now, automatically, I've noticed my arms. They're hanging forward. So let's move those arms to our side and then turn the palms out. How nice is that for the shoulders, right? They drop back, shoulder blades slid in and down. Good. Now let's keep this position, but bring our hands in front of our heart. And now take your head back a little bit, because for most of us, we take that head, we jet it forward, because that's just all part of being in forward flexion. So we want to think about extension and lengthening. Let's open the eyes, take a deep breath in. Breathe out of your mouth. There's so many different styles of yoga breathing. Today, I just want you to focus on, while we're here, breathing in through your nose and breathing out of your mouth. Let that ha breath be about letting go, right? So maybe you had a thought going on before we got together. Maybe something was just nagging at you, or you got to do something later on that maybe you're just not crazy about doing. Can you just let that go for now and enjoy being here, right? Being in this time, this moment. You set this aside for you, so you obviously are looking for an opportunity just to feel good. Let's take that next deep breath in, stretch up. And then exhale, drop the arms down. Good, let's do that again. Inhale up. Bring it down. Let's finish that twice more. Inhale all the way up, fingertips climb to the sky. Take it down one more time. And then exhale. Good. Now let's take a deep breath in, curve the spine, fingertips come out in front. Soft, soft flexion, right? And then exhale, press back through extension. So let's think about that, curving in. And then out. Oh. Doesn't this feel good, right? Just think about doing this every day for a couple minutes. Just kind of setting ourselves up before we start our journey, before we head out the door. Now, one of my favorite things to do is to stretch over to the side. I love it for my hip, my rib cage. It just feels really good to bend. We call this lateral flexion. Good. Just do that. Let your breath be present. Now, let your breath return to normal. Sometimes after taking those deep cleansing breaths, your breath feels a lot calmer. Good. All right, so now I'm going to take my feet just a little bit wider. I'm going to start to move side to side. This feels really good. This helps to loosen up congestion in your lower back. So yoga is really an expression of movement. There's so many different styles of yoga. You can find what you're looking for. Maybe you like to go to a power class. Maybe you like to go to a really hot yoga class. Maybe you like something gentle or that uses props. So you can find something out there. And this is just giving you a general idea of how to do yoga on your own, right? To do it safely, to do in the comfort of your own home or your own space, wherever you are. So let's just start to bring those knees up. So this is an exercise I love to do just to loosen up again the lower back and get maybe stiffness out of your legs. Maybe you're doing this in the middle of the day and part of your day was being in a seated position for whatever reason. So this is just a good way to get things moving. All right, so we're gonna stand. We call this mountain pose. So think about the mountain, the solidness. We're gonna inhale the arms up. I'm gonna take a swan dive forward. For anyone that should keep the head above your heart and you know who you are, hands on your thighs, lengthen your spine, or even reach out to a countertop, to a ledge, and get your length here. Otherwise, let yourself fold forward, slowly coming down, chin coming into chest, making contact with the earth, letting the head release. Now we're going to inhale, slide the hands halfway up, lengthen the spine, so we're all together on this, and exhale. So I want you to do that a few more times. Those of you with your hands on the floor, continue that. Those of you with your flat back, can you inhale and take the arms and bring them by your side, lift your chest up, and then exhale, slide your hands back out. So think about that movement. Does that feel good for you? So those of you on the floor, do that a couple more. And then when you reach that final one, take a deep breath in and then exhale, roll up one vertebra at a time. Right? We want to come up slowly. Let's take another big step out. We're going to take a giant reach up, delicately find your wrist and pour yourself over to your side. Now, as you're pressing out, can you extend out separately through the arms? Imagine you're holding something between those hands. Come back through center. Drop the arms down. Let's take a deep breath in, come up again. Delicately find that wrist, pour over. Open up, big stretch. Come back through center. Press your arms down. Good. All right, let's stand back into mountain pose. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold or table. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower. Inhale, roll all the way up. Now, watch where we're going with this. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up, separate. Exhale to the same side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold again. I didn't forget about the other side. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come all the way up. Find that wrist. Exhale, over. Beautiful. Inhale, come through center, palms in. Exhale, over again. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to step back and utilize my mat. One of my favorite poses is Warrior Two. So let's stretch those legs out. So as we open them, extend the arms, we want to kind of get our ankles right underneath the wrists. Turn it. Foot. Let's say you turn your foot out, it's about 90 degrees spin. Bend your knee. Your knee tracks between second and third toe. Pop your hand on your thigh. Let's take a stretch over. Good. Notice as you're creating this side angle, you're reaching long through your arm. Good. Now you can drop down to your forearm. That might feel really good. Maybe you can maintain that open heart and start to slide your hand down to the floor. Beautiful. Another one I like to do if the chest is really tight and I want to open up, slide the arm behind and then relax the head and the neck. So all these great positions for Warrior Two. And then come back up. So we move through side angle, back into Warrior Two. Now let's add a little bit of flow. We're going to inhale, straighten that leg, reach back, exhale, bend. Let's do that again. Inhale. Doesn't it feel great to move? Listen to the sound of your breathing. How calming is that, right? All you need to do is just turn out the noise, turn down the noise. And turn up your breath. Good, release, good. Now we're gonna hold that Warrior Two, wonderful position here. Now I like to incorporate sometimes a little stretch for my shoulders. So watch, we're gonna bring the arms. I'm gonna take one arm underneath the other, doesn't matter which one, bind the arms together. Fingers out in front, drop the shoulders down. As you lift the elbows, press forward, good. Does that feel good? And then you can just kind of glide back and forth. Excellent. So if that's a little bit too much, just softly bring your hands together this way and go back and forth. Good, and then let's open that up. Put your fingertips on your shoulders and circle around. So we're still in our legs, so we're building some heat and some stamina. Good. And then straighten that leg, turn the toes in. Let's take that other side, breathe out. Drop the shoulders down, gaze through the middle finger. Widen up through those hips, beautiful. Put your hand on your thigh, start to take the arm over. Good. Maybe drop down to your forearm, continue to spin the ribs. Nice deep side angle. Maybe take your hand to the floor and maybe invite your arm behind and you relax the head and neck. So our body holds tension, not only from the physical activities that we do, but from just being still, right? You know how if you're in a long car ride, let's come back up. You know how you're in a long car ride, we're gonna flow back and forth here, and you feel really stiff, you get out, it's like, oh, everything's locked. So that's what happens to our body, and just think about that, compounding that day after day after day. And then we try to do something, right? Maybe we try to go for a bike ride or for a run, or we try to just take a walk and oh, it's so hard to move. So wouldn't it be great if we just incorporate a little yoga into our life? Again, you don't need a ton of time. Good. Now, drop the shoulders. Let's take that shoulder stretch again. You don't need a ton of time, but you do need time for you. So it's all about just finding ways to incorporate self-care. I always say I'm a better person to the people that I share my life with when I'm able to take care of myself. It's when I get crazy with work and just the story of life and I lose that connection to myself, I'm not always the nicest, or sometimes I'm not as focused as I want to be on a task at hand. And then I get hard on myself. So it's really important just to take time for you and then start to straighten that leg. Good. Now we're in this wide straddle. Let's turn the toes out, heels out. Put your hands to your waist. Take a deep breath. Now we're going to come forward. So we're going to play around with this for a moment. Right now you're in table, right? Those of you that like to use something to reach out on, put your hands here. We call this wall dog. Those of you that want to come down with me, put your hands down, tuck your chin in. Maybe even lace your fingers behind your skull and just delicately support the back of the skull for a nice stretch through the back of the neck. Feel your hips, though, stream down into your feet. Now, slide your hands out in front. You can even do this if you're in table, and then reach that arm back. So we can either be here, or we can be down on the floor getting that deep twist. Oh, this is another one I love. And then switch sides. And come through center. Good. Take a deep breath in. Now exhale, reach for your ankles or stay in your table dog, your wall dog. Hook around your big toes, spill your elbows towards the side walls, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Continue to feel the stretch. Carry the spine forward, reach the crown of the head up. Walk your hands to your waist, come up. Good. And shake out those legs. So I mentioned using the strap. So this is a great one. I love this one. I'm going to take the strap. You can see I'm going to put it behind me, right? So I'm going to walk my hands out just a little wider than shoulders, right? But hold very taut on that strap. I'm going to return those legs out nice and wide. Take a deep breath in. Now, exhale, hinge forward, press back. This might be enough. So if your chest is really tight, this might be perfect for you. If you want to come down lower, take that head down and continue to stretch those arms up, pulling on each end. Oh, this feels so good. Take a few more breaths here. Remember, it's just yoga for connection. That's all we're trying to do is connect with ourselves. Not feeling rushed. And then slowly come up. So when we talk about different styles of yoga, sometimes it's what we need most that we shy away from. Shake it out. I'm a very physically active person, right? So you would think I like the power yoga, the strength yoga, all that hot stuff. But actually, as time has gone on in my life, I'm just the opposite. I like more of the restorative. I like to feel the stretch. I like to feel more of a connection to my body. And it really helps me with everything that I do. All right, so I've folded this in half. I'm going to take the arms and bring them out and then bring the arms up. Take a deep breath in. Now as we take that side bend, oh, wouldn't that feel good? Pulling on each end, stretching over. Inhale, come up through center. And then exhale to the other side. Let's do that again. Come up. Take it over. And then come up through center. And then find the other side. And release. So this strap is really nice. Comes in handy. All right. So I'm going to have you now take it down onto your mat. So we're going to have a seat. Slide the legs out. We're going to adjust our bottoms. So at the base of our buttocks are what we call sits bones. So I like to use those to help remind me of having good posture when I'm sitting in a chair, when I'm driving the car, when I'm working at the computer, or even when I'm just out there exercising or running. Try to think about where my shoulders and ears and hips are as I'm working. So you can take the strap, you can keep it in this double fold, or you can open it up, slide it around the bottoms of your feet. Good. Now, we're taking our neutral spine and we're bending the elbows out towards the side walls, but we want to try to maintain a nice long extended spine. So we don't want to be rounded. We don't want to be too exaggerated, right? We just want to take that neutral spine and then hinge forward a little bit, right? And then stop, because what's going on? we're feeling the hamstrings, the backs of the knees. So maybe that's an indication that we need to bend our knees a little bit to drop forward. Now, if you feel flexible, let your hands go, lift your ribs, and then continue to float down. Soften your gaze. So it's discovering shapes inside of shapes. So many times one yoga pose will have so many different ways of going about it or into it. And now come up. Good. All right. Bend one knee and take the foot to the inside of the leg. Now, I'm going to turn and stretch down. Hold the foot. Again, if you need to, you can hold your strap. We're going to reach. So I'm going to add a little bit of what I like to call flow. So we're going to inhale, reach out towards the foot. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach out towards the foot. Exhale, open. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. Now this time as you come around, drop the shoulder down, hold the strap or let it go, hold your foot, and then release. Try to even out your shoulders because you're going to feel one side come up. Can you soften that a little bit? And breathe. So questions get asked sometimes, how long should you be holding these poses? Well, it's up to you. 3 to 5 breaths is great. Maybe you can hold a side for a minute. It depends on how much time you have. Just make sure your breaths are nice and slow. How long should you be inhaling and exhaling for? I always say, try to see if you can inhale for 4 or 5 seconds and then exhale for 5 to 6 seconds. Maybe you only start with 3 or 4 seconds to inhale and 4 or 5. So you can work with that. Just make sure your breath doesn't become shallow. And then come up. Good. Let's take this leg out, drop the knee in and out, loosening up the hip. All right. Good. So I'm just going to take it now and flip around because I want you to be able to see me and what we're doing here. Good. So we're going to bend that knee. You can use your strap or not. For this side, I'm just going to hold on. Going to take that long stretch. Beautiful. Inhale. And then exhale. Do that again. Inhale. Exhale. A couple more times. Isn't it nice just to slow down? One more. Good. All right. Drop the shoulder. Take that slow scoop. Releasing and let yourself fold. Oh. Can you relax the expression on the face? Soften the eyes, the mouth, the tongue. Take a deep breath. And then exhale. Good. All right. So now I'm going to turn, slide those legs out nice and long. Now, slide your foot in, reach for the edge of the foot. One of my favorite stretches, getting that IT band, twisting here. Yeah, that feels good. I love that. And then reach around, take hold of the foot. So these 3 moves are really great. Feel free to hold the back of the leg, sit up nice and tall. Don't worry if your leg is not perfectly straight. For 99.9% of us, it's not going to be. And then let that leg fall out to the side. Turn, extend your arm and look out. Come back through center. And then a little bit of core strength. Turn your toes out, pull your belly in, and lower the leg down. Good. A little bit of tapping or pummeling is really nice to get tension out of the leg, get the circulation going. So we're going to hit the other side. So now you kind of get a different view. Great. Let's slide the leg out, get that twist. Melt the shoulders down, extend your finger. Come through center. Drop the shoulders and lengthen. And then take the leg out, reach through your fingers as you look out. Beautiful. Take that leg center. Turn your toes out. Lower the leg down. Good. All right. Let's take this leg, drop it out and in. All right, so let's take our feet in, our hands right behind the hips, fingertips facing in, roll the elbows in. Now you might want to keep your hips down and just open your heart, or root your hands and your feet down, come up to tabletop. Make a little pillow with the fleshy part of your upper back for your head, or keep your chin slightly in. Lift through that seat. Sometimes I like to just alternate some smooth knee marches here. Sometimes it feels good just to bend and straighten through my arms, giving my triceps a little bit of workout using my own body weight. Good. And then take those hips down. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. So I'm going to bring you onto your back, and I want you to just relax for a moment here. Settle your spine. Hug your right knee in. This is great to stretch the extensor of the spine. Circle your ankle, releasing your foot. So yoga is about connection, right? Connecting to ourselves, connecting to the people that we share our lives with, our story, our journey. Let's switch sides. Self-care is about taking care of you. That's about connection. So try to make some time each and every day to do just that. All right, let's slide those legs out. Let your whole body relax. We call this in yoga Shavasana, relaxation. You can bend your knees if it feels better. If you need to do a few more moments of stretching for your back, go ahead. Can you just pause for the next few moments, lying still, and not feel that desire to get up, to move, to start the next task? Can you just give yourself another few moments to be in the present, to connect your body, your mind, and your breath together? As you breathe now, maybe you're already aware of the change from when we first started our journey together to where we are now. So as I leave you here, I want you to see if you can just stay for a few more moments, breathing in and breathing out, maybe using the mantra, I am content just as I am. I am content just as I am. So I thank you for joining me on this journey. May your journey be filled with compassion, with loving kindness, but most of all, with connection to you. Until next time, thank you for joining me. Namaste.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.